It is where agriculture begins and ends. The soil beneath our feet holds the key to sustaining the world's food supply. Yet recent demands on this crucial resource have been crushing, attacked by natural disasters, population growth, and synthetic applications that weaken its ability to produce crops. The restoration and health of our soil is one of the most important issues facing the agricultural industry today.
The current state of agriculture right now is really in turmoil, and our current state of soil is in really bad shape. We've lost our soil through wind erosion, water erosion, as well as simply destroying the carbon in the soil through the chemical fertilizers, as well as the pesticides that have been used in the past 50 years. Even though today the standard agricultural system produces more calories per capita around the world, we are producing hollow calories. In other words, the nutritional density, the nutritional value of the food grown today is significantly less than it was in 1940.
One of the most important advances in soil restoration is also one of the Earth's oldest secrets.
In the last 70 years, because fossil fuels were so inexpensive, we could produce chemical fertilizers very inexpensively. But before that system, we managed our soils biologically for the last 10,000 years. And that maintained their continued sustainability. And mycorrhizal fungi historically were a big part of that, where they provided the energy to fuel plant growth naturally.
The naturally occurring mycorrhizal fungi protect crops and keep them healthy while making soils more resistant to erosion. And they provide significantly improved plant growth and irrigation efficiency. So why haven't more farmers used this fungus superhero? Up until very recently, it was cost.
I became aware that mycorrhizal fungi was one of the key organisms naturally occurring in soils that could be used to access phosphate fertilizer that was in the soil but unavailable for crop production use.
Dr. Mike Amaranthus has researched the exceptional qualities and the production of mycorrhizal fungi for decades.
In these granules, which we call our mycorrhizal inoculum, are the seeds or the spores of the mycorrhizal fungi, which will develop that nourishing relationship between the plant and the soil. We can reestablish mycorrhiza in soils in a matter of months. The key is to get the seeds of the mycorrhiza in contact with the living root, because the root supplies little drops of sugar, which fuels the growth of these tiny threads in the soil. And in exchange, the mycorrhizae bring the nutrients and the water back to the plant.
His goal has been providing a more cost-effective way for farmers like Gerald Weeb to obtain and utilize mycorrhizal fungi.
Using mycorrhizal inoculum, we can consistently get increases in yield of 5 to 20%. But that's just part of the story. The other part of the story is that farmers can decrease their input costs to grow their crops. And if you consider the cost per acre of nitrogen at $50 to $60 an acre and phosphorus at $50, $60 per acre, a 30% savings by using the mycorrhizae pays for itself several times over.
Mycorrhizal Applications is currently the world's leading producer of mycorrhizal fungi.
Well, in the last several years, our company has grown and distributed several million pounds of mycorrhizal fungi. And what we've been able to do is mass produce it so it's affordable.
Increasing awareness of the role and availability of mycorrhizal fungi is extremely significant for a number of reasons, including the issue of global warming.
One of the real environmental costs of farming is that the typical conventional farming operation produces a lot of carbon dioxide to the atmosphere, which contributes to global warming. Mycorrhizal fungi are unique in that they can actually take atmospheric carbon and fix it and allocate it beneath the soil surface. So you remove greenhouse gases and you invest it in the soil where it improves soil productivity.
Using the product has clearly helped our bottom line in that we're producing the crops at a lower cost and we're able to keep a higher value of that production in our own pockets as farmers.
We need to inoculate our crops with mycorrhizal fungi, and really until Mycorrhizal Applications came along, the basic information of training farmers, training consultants like myself about mycorrhizal application to seed just wasn't out there.
The recognition of this new approach for growing plants sustainably has been fantastic. We've received numerous awards in terms of scientific achievements like the USDA's highest honors program. We've been featured on national broadcasts such as Modern Marvels and the Nature program. We've had 13 university studies in the last couple of years which document the benefits.
Without healthy soil, we cannot sustain our ability to grow and produce our food supply. But many factors are producing significant harm to both the soil and our overall health. Thankfully, experts are finding affordable, effective, natural ways to regenerate this precious resource. Millions of acres of soil that sustain the world's food supply are under assault. For decades, farmers have leaned on large quantities of fossil fuels to produce crops. But these synthetic additives have pushed our soils, our environment, and our health to the limit. And with the world population well past 6 billion, a food production crisis may be closer than we realize.
The only way that we really can guarantee success and survival of future generations is that we have to solve our soil problems. We need to be proactive in our soil management, and in doing so, we're looking at a 3 to 5 year transition and very aggressive inoculation of the soil. And mycorrhizal fungi is one of those things that we inoculate very aggressively.
Mycorrhizal Applications is the world's leading producer of mycorrhizal fungi.
Using mycorrhizal fungal inoculum, we can consistently increase the yields of a farmer's crop between 5 and 20%. But that's not the only good economic benefit. The other benefit is that farmers can use less water and fertilizer.
Mycorrhizal fungi are unsung heroes that naturally protect and enhance our critical soil system without using toxic chemicals. Research shows that beneficial fungi deposit atmospheric carbon dioxide, the most significant greenhouse gas, into soil carbon, which greatly improves soil productivity. This may play an extremely important role in mediating the effects of global warming, not to mention improving our overall health, which is under assault from chemically altered foods. Call 866-476-7800 or go to mycorrhizae.com to learn more about the secret beneath your feet.